Hello, hello. This is Jay Odin for another talk show episode. In our previous episode, I actually was talking about my old comic called Black Cloud. We were reading through chapter 1. So in this episode, we are going to be reading chapter 2. So buckle in because this is going to be hilarious. Also, let me just say thank you so much for watching these. I really appreciate it. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought about this episode. If you have any questions or anything in that regard, or if you'd like me to read one of my previous stories beforehand, like I'll read whatever you guys want. I definitely do want to get back to giving advice, but I figured I'd take a break from that just so that way I can have some fun episodes, and I think this is a really fun one. So let's get to it. So this is Black Cloud number 2. In this one, I believe we find out that Black Cloud is a military group, and we get to meet this character. It says Chapter 2, Raid, which I wanted to be edgy and have it be read, but instead of 2 E's or instead of EA, I did AE. So, Chapter 2, Raid. Let's do this. All right, the afternoon Gray decided to fight Kahul. What? You'll die if you take him on. Why fight Kahul? Dying's not an issue for me. I have nothing to lose. Besides, I can hold my own. I'm not backing down. Well, this calls for a celebration. Okay, first off. The art definitely does look a little better, but it's still like, it still kind of sucks, obviously. I think that there being more homeless people is an improvement. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, including Sophie and Han. So there's 14 homeless people that I've drawn. I'm positive that they could overpower a gigantic fat man and a doctor. So why they're still homeless, I don't know. I mean, I guess they're like very altruistic, and they're like, no, we refuse to steal, even though Sophie stole a giant sword that she had to hold like as tight as possible. So whatever. Anyway, I just find that to be funny, and also dying is not an issue for me. It's ridiculous. Clearly dying should be an issue. I know where I was going with this. It's just insane that this is what happens, but we're going to explain exactly what happens in a few. Not only that, but also the fact that this guy was like, well, that calls for a celebration. You don't care about dying? Sounds good to me, man. I mean, please save us. We for whatever reason, cannot think and believe ourselves out of this situation of being homeless in the one town where a belief, if it's, thought of hard enough, it becomes reality. Yeah, we can't believe ourselves to not be homeless and have multiple, houses and money and all this other stuff. Like that's crazy. This story is ridiculous, but we're gonna get to it. So an hour before the battle. Okay, all right, this is horrible. An hour before the battle, Sophie comes out of nowhere. She's like, hey, look at my vagina. The anatomy on this is horrible. She clearly is I'm trying to do this, but like the way it's drawn is so insane. Like, oh man, this is crazy. So anyway, she's like, hey, and he's like, can I help you? He's like, why? And it was like, why willingly go into a fight that will surely kill you? So right here, she's, obviously being more, curious, I guess, as to why this guy would do this. And I remember this dude's answer is crazy. I don't know why. I don't know why I did this story, but why would you go into a fight that will surely kill you? She's like sassy and stuff. She's like, why would you do this? This is insane. Simple. This might be a little forward, but I think I've fallen for you. You're beautiful, and I don't want you to suffer anymore. I remember that this was his answer. He's known her for probably a collective of 30 minutes at this point. Well, okay, at least an hour, because an hour before, the fight, there's been an hour that has passed and stuff. But like up to this point, at least 30, maybe 45 minutes. He chased her down for a sword. He didn't know she was a girl at the time. And then after that, he sees her face once and is like stuttering. And then after that, he spends all day looking for her. He finds this little kid that is homeless who just happens to be her brother, of which he's like, look, man, thank you for paying for my jellyfish sting. So I'm going to show you this girl that I clearly know who it is because there's only like 10 people in this town. So I understand exactly what you're talking about. That's my sister. She's the only one with green eyes. So I'll bring her to you. Even though I just said I don't want to go back home. I'm going to go back home because, this entire town is my home. I don't have a home. I'm homeless. It's crazy. But anyway, yeah, so he's known her for 30 minutes and he's like the horniest like military commander in the universe because he doesn't know anything about this girl other than she's homeless. She's beautiful. That is it. That is it. He doesn't know that, her credit score is 0. He doesn't know that she, might have, different political views. I mean, granted, I don't know what time period this is, so, maybe none of that matters. But, I would assume that they should have at least a few conversations. He's clearly sitting by himself in this. Hold on. You can see him. He's right here. All the homeless people are like, all right, so this guy's about to die for us. What are we about to do? I was like, I don't know. I guess we'll just stand around like zombies. We're not going to talk to this guy at all. But this girl goes up to him. Clearly, this is an hour before the battle. So, some time had passed, from these, 2 scenes. And, she's like, look at my vagina. And then, he's like, okay, well, I've fallen for you. I am head over heels. I have not seen a girl in the longest time because I am in this military organization that I'm about to explain right now. So anyway, he's like, come with me. They go into the biggest beach in the universe with no people, which is crazy. It's like, there's something I want you to do if I die. I'll try. He's like, cremate my body. Dying does not affect me, but I want you to cremate me. Please make sure that I'm dust. It's just like, what? Why? And then he explains, I am a general. He was a general. Okay, I am a general from the military army, Black Cloud. If I die in battle, Black Cloud will send another general to the location of my death to revive me. But there's no telling when he'll come, so cremating me will preserve my power. Okay. At least there's an explanation. So, whatever. So then after that, he gives her this cloud thing and says, this is my Black Cloud badge. This will inform the other general that I need to be revived. I guess, clearly if Black Cloud is sending a general to your location, they already know that you have died. So why? Whatever. This is something to prove that, he, I guess, was there. And then he says, you need to cremate me so he can revive me. So take this just in case. What if I don't want you to go and fight? I know you'll die for me, but, I'm kind of smitten by you right now. And then he's like, what? Why would you do that? And then she, what a whore. She just goes immediately for the kiss. She has known this guy for 45 minutes to an hour at this point. He tried to arrest her. He hung out with her little brother. For all she knows, he was kidnapped. So she doesn't know anything about this guy. He doesn't know anything about her. But hey, man, love at first sight. I want to do a follow up. Not only I want to redraw this entire comic. That would be awesome. But if I did a follow up, they're bickering back and forth. They're like, if only you wouldn't have brought me back, we wouldn't have had this, the time that we spent together. All these conversations have clearly shown me exactly who you are. There's a reason why you're homeless. You're lazy. You believe in horrible things like a giant river trying to kill you. So, our values do not match anymore. I do not want to be with you. I have no idea what would happen, but clearly it doesn't matter because they're smitten with each other. So she's like, sorry, it's just, those lips looked like so juicy. I just needed to kiss them. And then he's like, nah, don't ever apologize for kissing me. It was perfect. But I have to fight him, so I hope you can wait for me. And then she's like, I think I can. No one wants to hang out with the homeless girl, so I'm sure that I'll be available. Even if I'm the, like, this story makes no sense. I wish I would have gave more thought to what time period this was, because I have no idea what time period this actually is. Like, you know, if she's as beautiful as he says, then she should probably be a model or something, right? Like, I mean, you would think that, hey, you know, if I just use my God-given talents of looking pretty to make money, then, you know, we don't have to be homeless and live under a bridge in the beach right next to this horrible river. But, you know, granted, this river has taken my spirit because I believe in it. So I believed in this river. This topic is ridiculous. All right, so she's like, I think I can. He's like, I'll be waiting for you, Graham. Don't worry, I'll be back. Just wait for me, okay? And then they kiss again. Okay. All right. So first off, just comic book wise, you know, I shouldn't have done this because it kind of brings you to this, to that, to this, and then that, and then this, and it kind of is not. Like, I mean, there's a lot of issues with this comic, obviously, but I mean, you know, just reading it like it's kind of difficult. You know, luckily there's this border, so I know that I need to go right here, and then, you know, this, but you know, this is higher than that. So just for everybody out there that's trying to learn how to draw comics, don't do what I did right here. You know, try to make the speech bubbles a little bit easier to read. I actually, if you've watched one episode. A few episodes back, where I was talking about my Finish Your Comic Book ebook, I actually have an entire section where I talk about the thumbnail process all the way to the finished page process, and I talk about speech bubbles and like how your eyes should be led. So keep that in mind. Go check it out if you haven't seen it already. But let's get to it. Let's get to the next one. All right, so 10 years later. 10 years later. They cremated this guy, and 10 years passed. Black Cloud is the most inefficient military group in the world. They're like, I wonder what happened to that general that we had. Whatever happened to that general? He is not. He has not reached out to us in 10 years. It's been a decade? Are you kidding me? Like a decade. Okay, it is 2026 right now. 2016 was a decade ago, which is crazy to think about. But yes, that was a decade ago. So that's how much time has passed since this guy died. Like, that's crazy. All right, so this guy comes out of nowhere. He's like, I guess now I play the waiting game. What do you mean you play the waiting game? You... 10 years to come find this guy. One, and two, like, I mean, I think I would assume that if you finally get to this beach, you know where he should be. Like, I mean, I really didn't explain this well. I would have made that Black Cloud thing some type of tracer, and that, you know, beeps off and tells Black Cloud, hey, you know, one of your generals in the military that you have and died from this gigantic testicle. You need to send out another general to come, you know, help him out because, you know, to, you know, bring him back to life. Oh man, it is a good thing that they cremated him because he would have definitely been a skeleton at this point. Like, that's ridiculous. So anyway, you know, I do like how I introduced him. He takes up like the majority of the page. I would have had him looking to this side because, again, as you flip the book, it, you know, leads the eye. You never want to have it look backwards. So, you know, just food for thought. Well, let's go to the next page. He says, should have brought a book. I don't know what time period this is. What is up with this perspective? There's 2-point perspective. Clearly, I was learning 2-point perspective. This is, okay, all right. I'm pretty sure this is a prison, but this is the prison that looks like it was made entirely out of wood, except for the fence. The fence has wired, you know, bars, and it's this is crazy. I did not care about this fence at all. I just did a bunch of scribbles. Anyway, there's a giant explosion. Then I don't know who these people are, but okay, all right. So you see Han and some people that are coming. Okay, Han has clearly gotten older. It's been 10 years. I would assume, you know, he's gotten older. He doesn't care about that jellyfish thing. It's still a wooden town, so yeah. Okay, so this is a wooden prison. I would assume. It doesn't say it's a prison, but that's what I think it is. So anyway, he's running. He jumps on top of this roof. These are the most sturdy roofs in the universe. And then he sucks up some wind, and bam, he shoots that off. All right, so here we are with Han. He has some powers. Maybe he's joined Black Cloud. He has that jacket on. So all right. He says, "Hey Han, you're still the best." All right. It looks like he has a sword now. So, all right, it looks pretty cool. This is pretty awesome. I mean, the backgrounds are horrible. This is kind of confusing. I mean, you can technically see the him right here, but I would have made that a lot easier to see if I was going to redraw this. I don't know who these henchmen are or, like, why he was fighting them or running away from them. I mean, I assume he's not stealing this because it has a Black Cloud thing, just like his jacket. So I don't know why he's running away. Maybe he is just like, breaking out of prison, but I don't explain that. So I don't know who these people are that are trying to say, hey, we got to kill this little kid. But like clearly they died in this gigantic explosion. Like I'm not even sure if I show them again. But hey, at least we know now that there are 5 extra people inside of this town. So there are 7 people now in this town, including that giant fat man and the doctor. And there are at least 14 homeless people. So that is up to 21 people. Population, town of Roken. So apparently that's all you need to, believe in a rumor. Calhoun only needed 14 people to believe in him for him to manifest into a gigantic testicle. So it's ridiculous, man. Okay. So then we go right here. It says, Black Cloud, why have you sent a delinquent child to tear this city along with my prison up? Okay, so it wasn't prison. All right. Then he says, I'm sorry, sir, but it seems like this person is an impersonator. We will handle the situation immediately. Yeah, you better. And then he hangs up. All right, so first off, I cannot call the U.S. government military. Like, I can't call... Like, I don't think they have a customer service line. Hey, U.S. military, something's haywire right now. You just sent some delinquent that's, wearing, some military gear. I'm going to yell at you and you're going to fix this. And then they're like, yeah, we will fix this immediately. I don't have that capability. So I don't know. Again, clearly this is a time where prisons exists, fences with wiring exists. They have somewhat modern clothing. They have a telephone. It's a landline, so I mean, it's at least, and it also has buttons. So, all right, we're thinking this is sometime between 1980 and 2000. This is before iPhone, so it's around there. Granted, all of the buildings are made out of wood, so I don't know. This is ridiculous. All right, whatever. Anyway, he yells at Black Cloud, and they're like, yeah, we're going to take care of the situation. So, and okay, just to talk about comics, these mid shots, just the floating head, don't do that. Zoom out, show the actual place. He's not even, in this panel, he's not even holding the phone. It's like he's holding the phone as if it was like this or something. It's like, hey, Black Cloud. And then like this, he's like, you better. Like, I mean, so this is just not how you draw. Don't do this. Don't do this. This is horrible. This is a horrible page. And then this guy, what is he doing? He's just sitting there. He's like, I should have brought a book. I guess I'll just sit down and meditate or, look at the ocean. He's like, I can't believe, like, all the rumors I've heard is that this gigantic river becomes a testicle. Like, that's crazy. I never thought that was actually the case, but, I guess we're going to find out. So then he gets a call and he's like, speak, and it's an earpiece. Okay, so there are earpieces in this time. I would assume that means it's like, okay, Mission Impossible had earpieces. So it had to be like 1997-ish. I think that was the first one that came out. It was around that time, maybe a little bit earlier, but around 1996 to 2002, around that time. So that we're trying to narrow down the time frame for this. So yeah, anyway, he says, speak. He said, there's an impersonator in Roken. You're the closest person who can do anything about this. Take care of the situation ASAP. So then he's like, General Reed. And then he's like, yes, sir. General Raid. Yes, sir. And then this person is like, a Black Cloud soldier. Finally, Gray can come back to life. I gotta tell Sophie and Han. All right, so first off, that is such a massive cloud of this person running. Like, oh man, how much sand went into the air when he zoomed off. It's ridiculous. Okay, so first off, let me say that I don't know who this homeless person is. I didn't draw him in the first one. I don't believe. So, to think about somebody that died 10 years ago. Like, I mean, I guess if you live in a town with only 21 people in it, then I guess that's a pretty major event to not forget. But again, it's like having somebody fight the river and die. I mean, then yeah, I guess that makes sense that you wouldn't forget something like that. But I mean, this is just crazy. This is such a great. Not only that, but also why is he the only one that saw this? And not only that, but also why is General Reed not noticing that there's somebody watching him? Like, he's supposed to be a general. Like, I mean, like, this is crazy. So I gotta tell Sophie and Han. Okay, so Sophie has upgraded her attire. I guess she sold that sword or something. Like, I don't know. I do, however, like the how I drew her right here. She still looks ridiculous, but I think it looks a lot better anyway. She just have a torn up shirt. He says, "I'm back. Sorry, I got arrested again, but no worries. I got away with ease. I can't believe you. You know what this is doing to the Black Cloud? Wait. You know what this is doing to the Black Cloud? If you're gonna do these things, at least take Gray's clothes off. That way you won't make them out to be the bad guy." Okay, so Han is a thief. He just stole this dude's clothes and his sword and said, "You know what? I'm gonna take this. Like, this is mine now." Like, I mean, I guess it's like to show respect, but like at the same time, like clearly he's not being respectful by doing all these other things. If anything, I'm giving a good name to the Black Cloud. You know how strong they know I am? They fear the Black Cloud now. All right. This is crazy, man. This is crazy. All right, let's go to the next page. Everybody, the Black Cloud has finally sent someone for Gray. Sophie and Han, come on, let's do this. Okay, let me back up. Han is clearly getting back home from killing those inmates, or not inmates, the guards, I guess. Who, by the way, had only t-shirts and black pants on, so clearly they're not equipped to keep prisoners inside of their wooden prison. But yeah, that's so crazy. So anyway, he finally gets home. So my question is, A, why didn't General Reed see Han get home? And also B, what about that other homeless guy that's been watching Reed this entire time? Like, they should have seen him getting home. Like, that's crazy that he just is walking out of nowhere. So anyway, this guy says, "Everybody, the Black Cloud has finally sent someone for Gray, Sophie and Han. Come on, let's do this." And everybody's like, "Yeah." And there's only 2 people right here. So yeah, I thought there was a silhouette of other people, but no, there's no one. And you see all these people running across the beach, and he's like, He's looking at him. And he says, "What?" And he says, "Gray." And he sees that he's wearing the same clothes. And then he says, "You're from Black Cloud." And then, like, she stuffs this thing in his face and says, does that mean you're here for Gray?" And he says, "Partially." All right, so this is ridiculous. Like, this is absolutely insane. Again, if I could do this over, I would have, like, this thing be some type of tracker or something, so that way hopefully Black Cloud would have sent somebody, I don't know, 9 years ago. Like, he should have only been dead maybe 1 year, but like 10 years. There's no explanation. Like, what were they doing in those 10 years? They're just living life. It was like, it's whatever. I mean, he's supposed to get in touch with us at some point. It was like, nah, he has a mission. It's supposed to be 10 years long. Like, he'll get in contact with us when he's done. And then 10 years pass, and they're like, "I have not heard from Gray in so long. Like, what is going on?" So anyway, he's like, "Partially I'm here for Gray, partially I'm here for you." And he's like, and then he's like, "What's going on?" And then he punches the ground, and you see this giant explosion. So then, giant explosion, he's, smoke. And then, like, he just got Sophie out of the way. Sophie is immediately determined. She's like, So you just tried to kill me. And then he's like, I think he got me, but not really because I'm Han and I'm awesome. And he says, what's your problem? He's like, I'm just doing my job. And then they're both like, what? It's like, you seem confused. Fight me. If you win, then I'll explain myself. So, clearly Gray just didn't tell Sophie that, in order for him to get back to being alive, he needed to fight and beat the general that's specifically there to bring him back to life. So had Han never trained or become strong, they would have just been completely, lost. Like, there's no way they would have been able to do anything at all. And like, oh man, this is crazy. He's like, all right, fight me. I'll explain if you win. Then he was like, haha, why don't you just skip your defeat and tell me? And he's like, you're too young to be that cocky. What? Fine. And then he's like, ready? And then I liked this sequence. This next panel I liked a lot because it shows that he jumps off the same leg and he starts fighting. He's like, you're fast. And then like he goes and he tries to kick, and he tries to punch. He says, predictable. And then he stops. And then, first off, let me just say, I like the speed lines. It definitely makes things a lot more action-packed. I also like that I ripped off Naruto with Sasuke and, trying to get the bells and all that. I clearly did not draw it as good as Masashi Kishimoto, but, it's pretty fun. Yeah. So, there's that. But let's do this. He says, the speech bubbles. For anybody that's trying to do this, make sure that the speech bubbles are easily read. You can even have them come out of the panels. They don't necessarily have to be in the panel, but make it easy to read. I did read this initially, predictable, but I did not read that initially. And then just now I read that, and that like kind of got consumed by the background of the speed lines. I didn't even see it initially when I looked back at it. So hopefully you're understanding what I'm saying. I'm just kind of going on a rant right now, but make sure that your speech bubbles are clear and easy to read. So that's the gist of what I'm saying. All right. So after that, he hits him with dust or something. Like, I assume he just shot an air blast at him. Oh, I'm only assuming that because we've seen him use like his air power or whatever, and when he was escaping the prison, and also because I vaguely remember drawing this, so that's, I guess, what I was trying to go for. But I would have made that a lot more clear. However, I do like the fact that I show the 3 different angles. I am getting better at that. There's a lot more detail in these panels as opposed to the one panel where he was freezing Kahul. So yeah, some progression. So that's good. All right. So then after that, next page, he's like, what? And then he gets punched right in the dick / stomach. And then so clearly the dust ball did not do anything at all. And then he gets punched. And then he gets flown back into the river. But because he has air powers, he jumps off the river. And then now he's in the air. He's flying. And he says, you know what? Take this, you mullet head. And then he punches the air and shoots an air bullet at him. Which is a cool concept. But, I definitely think I could have done this a lot better. So, but, oh man. If I redrew this, it would look so much better. And he's like, what? And then after that, he gets hit. He's like, oh, this is a general of Black Cloud. This is a general of Black Cloud. All right. Same level as Gray from SU Chapter 1. And then he flies down. Okay, so this is where he is, and that's where Reed is. Don't do this. Not only is it a tangent to show, this, and like it kind of looks like the same image, but also they're so far away that you can barely see them. I have to like zoom in just to see something. And also make sure that the background is proportional to what's going on, because these are humongous tidal waves compared to his size. Look at how big that wave is. It's like that is crazy. And at all times there is a gigantic storm happening behind them. However, that's not actually what's supposed to be happening. It's just I'm not a good artist right here. So yeah, keep that in mind. Make your backgrounds proportional to your actual characters. All right, so then he's out of breath. He sees Reed get up, and then he's like, and then like he's like laughing. He's like, "You are very unique." And he's like, "With the air element on your side, you can become, if not stronger than Gray, then at least as strong as him." He says, "Gray's element was ice. That's right. All he used in the Battle of Kahul was ice element spells." He says, "So is your element ice as well?" "No, it's Earth." It looks like the Earth got a small boner. And then, but I do like this. I actually got this idea from Dragon Ball. It was the last tournament. It was Yamcha versus Shin, who was Kami disguised as that old man. And Yamcha pulls out his, oh man, what was that called? I forgot the name of this attack, but it was like a special ball. And like he would do some stuff, and then like he did this. He was like, and like the energy like hit Shin in the head and made him bleed. And yeah, I got the idea kind of for that, for this panel from that. Obviously, Dragon Ball drew it a lot better, and they also drew it at an angle. It was more of an eye view. It looked a lot cooler for sure, but that's where I kind of got this. And I think it came out okay, but, you know, whatever. So anyway, he says it's Earth. And then he catches himself in the air. He jumps off the air. He says, spell number 17. And then he crushes him with 2 gigantic rocks that are coming out of the gigantic sand-based beach. So these rocks are coming from like, I don't know, like way underground. Like, I mean, because these rocks are nowhere to be found on the beach, but whatever. Anyway, so he crushes him. It looks as though he actually killed him. I mean, you would assume if you got caught in that, you'd just be dead. But Han is special. So after that, he gets pushed through one of them by saying, he says, "Ha!" And then like he gets pushed through one of them. And then after that, like you see him flying off, and he hits it, and he's like, "I'm not giving up." And then like he gets up, and he takes a gigantic breath. He says, "Inhale." I remember doing this. I was looking for that to type, like just like as the actual key. I was looking for that key for the longest time, and I finally found it, but it was like so disproportionate compared to the dots that I had if I wanted to make it that long. So I remember drawing it because I was like, this is what I want inside of this speech bubble. It looks ridiculous. I don't know why I did it this way. Regardless, I mean, that's what I did. So I remember that. That was back in 11th grade. Oh man, so long ago. So anyway, he inhales, and then he like shoots out this gigantic air blast. Excuse me, guys. Man. He shoots out this giant air blast. He says, "What?" And then Reed pushes up this rock shield, and it catches the air blast. But it goes through it, and then he's like, "Ugh!" And he gets pushed back. He's like, "What?" And then he says, "Black cloud." And it looks like he has learned the Tetsugo. What is it? Tensho Tetsuga, whatever. Bleach. The bleach attack from Ichigo's Bankai. Teshuga. Oh, man, what is it? I said it in the last episode. Oh man, I can't think of the name right now. It doesn't matter. Anyway, he says Omega Alpha. He shoots the blast, which is crazy for him to actually like learn how to do that just from watching Gray. He is clearly a prodigy. I mean, 10 years have passed. I think when Gray met him, I don't know how old he was inside of that. Let's say he was, I think initially I was thinking like 7. So right here he would be 17, maybe 18 if he was 8 in the previous one. So I don't know, whatever. But he says Omega Alpha, shoots him. He says, "Dead on." And then he jumps down and says, "I win." And then he says, "Wow, not only can you use the air element, you have also learned how to use Gray's black cloud." Then he says, "No, impossible." He says, "But this can only be used by me. This is my black cloud." And then he pulls out his weapon, gigantic mace. I like this image. Like, it looks horrible. It's like, technically, but like I like the way I introduced this. This is pretty cool. So anyway, he says, "This is my Black Cloud," and then he's like, I gotta win. And then he's like, "Take this, Black Cloud, destruction." I don't know. Oh, okay, all right. So they show the homeless people. I guess they're behind Sophie, who, by the way, is taking this very seriously. Like, see how big this thing is? How far away is she? How huge is this beach? This is such a big beach. And like, their sand does not have cracks like this. So, I mean, he has to like be shooting the sand up in the air if he's doing this. Like, I don't know. He does destruction. It destroys a lot of stuff, but it keeps him in the middle, and he's totally okay. And then he's like, guess it was too much for him. Didn't mean to kill him, though. It's like, didn't mean to kill him. You did a technique called destruction. Like, yes, you did mean to kill him. This is ridiculous. You got embarrassed, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to take out this little kid. This is ridiculous. So then after that, bam, he's like, huh? He's like, you move, you die, I win. And then he's about to kill him, but obviously he's not. He's just doing a bluff. I like the way that this happened, but again, technically the way it's drawn is just, in my opinion, horrible. But not bad for somebody that was just learning how to use digital. I had a Wacom tablet at this time. It was a lot different than the ones that we have now. I wasn't looking at a screen and drawing. I was like looking at my computer and drawing it as I was looking at my computer. So I had to get used to that. And like I said, this was kind of like a test run to try to figure out exactly how to do that. So I think I did a pretty decent job. But this is just funny that, this is what it is. And then after that, Reed is like, haha, congratulations. Now Gray can be revived. So I was right. Clearly, they had to fight this general before he could actually do anything. He's not even explaining that, like, he was actually sent to kill him or anything from Black Cloud. I think at this point, he's like, look, I need to play this off, because if I don't, not only is this kid going to kill me, but also Black Cloud, the organization, is going to kill me because, I did not take out this kid like they wanted me to. So ridiculous, whatever. But he's like, all right, look, now I can finally bring Gray back to life. And then he says, now Gray can be revived. What did General Reed mean by that? To be continued. What do you mean? What did he mean by that? He could be revived, clearly. This is the entire point. You guys have waited for 10 years. You've waited for 10 years to see exactly how or when this is actually going to happen. And then when it finally does, you're going to ask yourself, what did you mean by reviving him? Like, this comic is ridiculous. But what do you guys think? This was a fun ride. Chapter 3 will be coming out in the next episode, so stay tuned for that. But as always, if you want to read this entire thing, it's in my J. Oden Oldies. You can go check it out. I got the link in the description. I might be putting this on YouTube, so if you're on YouTube, let me know what you thought about this. And I guess go from there. But thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate you. You rock. And stay tuned for the next one. So deuces.